In last video, I showed how to implement the bot press and voice flow intent feature in Python, particularly how to train your own model and recognize different intents in the user dialog. In this video, I will show you how to build a chatbot in Python from scratch with a real chatbot interface that can answer any questions about your customized knowledge. For example, here we made a bot that you could ask any questions about Llama 2, like how is Llama 2 different from Llama 1, how is Llama 2 trained, and what is the performance of Llama 2. This is similar to the bot press knowledge base feature, which allows a user to upload a file to the knowledge base, then build a chatbot that can answer any questions in that knowledge base. Similarly, VoiceFlow also has knowledge base feature. Another website called ChatPDF provides similar functionality. In this video, we are not teaching you how to use their knowledge base feature, but to show you how to build a similar custom bot in Python from scratch. Now without further delay, let's see how to do it. So what we're going to be using in this video is called LlamaIndex. You can find links to its documentation in the video description below for those who want to explore it further. But first, let's kick things off by walking through the fundamental usage patterns. We'll give you a solid grasp of what the LlamaIndex is all about. After that, we'll delve into some exciting real-world chatbot applications, so stick around for that. Alright, let's get started with the technical setup. First things first, we'll import the OS library and set up our OpenAI API key. After that, the initial step is to gather all your data using one of their convenient data loaders. Now, let me demonstrate this process in a straightforward manner. I've taken an article from llama2.pdf and saved it in a designated dataset folder. The reason I chose an article on Llama 2 is to highlight the remarkable capability of this tool. It can extract information even from topics that ChatGPT is not familiar with. Llama 2, being a recent release, is something GPT-3 doesn't have prior knowledge of, making it a perfect example for our demonstration. This showcases the power and potential of the technology we're about to explore. Then we'll put this PDF file in the dataset folder and load into a documents variable for future reference. It's very simple to do. You just need to import from LlamaIndex and use simple directory reader function to load this data into documents variable. Next, you need to use those documents to create an index. You just need to use from LlamaIndex import vector store index, and then call from documents function here. What this is going to do is take your documents and create an index out of it that you can then query for answers. Step 2, set up the chat engine using this index, as chat engine function is a high-level interface for having a conversation with your data, allowing multiple back and forth instead of a single question and answer. Think ChatGPT, but augmented with your knowledge base. Step 3, now this chat_engine is ready to answer user questions. We put this into getResponse function. It accepts user questions saved in the variable message, then use chat function to query this message. The returned answer is saved into variable response. This function will be called later in our chat server as a RESTful API. See, that is it. Less than 20 lines of code, that is all the core function code to set up your personal knowledge base. Now let's move on to the chatbot server, written in the file named chatpdf.py. We utilize Python Flask to set up our chatbot server. It only has two functions. The first function, index_get, will render the HTML page in the templates directory, where you define the home page. The second function, named predict, which accepts predict calls. In this function, it first get user query and save in the variable text. Next, we query this text from our knowledge base through the get_response function we just talked about. GetResponse function is defined in the file qa_pdf, therefore we need to import this function from chew_pdf file. After getting responses, we save it in the JSON format, so it will be easier to display in the chatbot box. Last, we call the main function here to start up our server. The rest of the code is fairly straightforward. In the folder templates, you define the HTML page as the landing home page for the server. In the folder static, app.js is the JavaScript for the chatbot, which defines how the chatbot behaves, and the style.css file defines the frontend, how the chatbot looks like. We are not going into the details here. To run the code, simply run python chatpdf.py. It will give an URL for local hosting this server. Here is at 127.0.0.1 with port 5000. Open this URL, it will show you the home landing page, which has a chatbot icon. Now we could chat with our chatbot with the knowledge of Llama 2. For example, we could ask the question, how is Llama 2 different from Llama 1? It will return the response, Llama 2 is different from Llama 1 in several ways. 1. Improved performance, etc. Let's try another question, how is Llama 2 trained? The response is also correct. So this is just an example of query the custom knowledge base in the PDF file. What about custom data in other format? Luckily, LlamaIndex has a large library to support that. You can use different LlamaIndex loaders to load different information into these and get really cool results out of it. In order to show that, I am going to head over to the LlamaIndex documentation here, and then we can head to what they call Llama Hub. Now once you're on Llama Hub you can see all these different data loading methods. For example, it supports YouTube transcripts data, and calendar data as well, ton of good stuff here. Let's check it out how to do YouTube transcript as another example. Just search in the Llama Hub, you will find the loader details. Just copy this code to load the data, the rest of the logic is the same. In my code, we also made such an example. In the file, qa_video.py, we load the YouTube data with the YouTube URL, and create an index and search engine for it. Then the function get_response_video transcription is the same as before. In chatvideo.py, we now call get_response_video transcription to query video data, and everything else is the same as chatpdf.py. Now that is all for today. All the code can be downloaded from our GitHub repo, which we'll share the link below and in the description. There are more fun stuff coming. In the next video, we'll talk about LangChain. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe as well. And hit the bell so you know when I post my next one. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.